Hideo Kojima is undoubtedly one of the most renowned video game directors around the world. The industry icon is very well known to be a perfectionist, and is one of those creators who isn't afraid to take a leap of faith into the unknown. However, when some creators look back at their previous work, it's only natural for them to point out certain things they would have done differently in later years. In Kojima's case, some of his regrets can even be felt throughout later games in the franchise, without him having to actually talk about them. How's it going, guys? PythonSelkan here. In today's video, we'll be talking about one major change Hideo Kojima would have done in 1998's MGS1 if he'd known he'd be working on more sequels in the franchise. As fans may know, Kojima worked on every MGS game, thinking it was going to be his last, and because of this, certain story elements and characters had their roles in the series much shorter than fans would have imagined, an early end to what could have been some of the franchise's greatest opportunities. And one of those examples is Liquid Snake, who Kojima states would not have killed off if he'd ever known how popular this character would have become.
There definitely is a resemblance, don't you think, little brother? Or should I say, big brother? I'm not sure. Anyway, it doesn't matter. You and I are both the last surviving sons of Big Boss.
After Metal Gear 2 Solid Snake, Kojima sought to create a villain that would be on par with the protagonist, specifically someone who can surpass Snake. And what better way to create such an equal than by introducing a twin of Solid Snake himself.
Pretty shocking, huh? Your skin tone is different, but otherwise you two are exact duplicates.
I have a twin?
I don't know the details, but it seems so. That's why we really need you for this mission.
Being the very twin of Solid Snake, and yet another clone of Big Boss, Liquid immediately became one of the most important villains in the Metal Gear franchise. And even though he is killed by Foxdie at the end of MGS1, Kojima made sure that his essence still lingers throughout later games in the series.
Liquid is lying in wait in a Middle Eastern war zone. Track him down.
Having Ocelots turn into Liquid's mental doppelganger following MGS1 was Kojima's way of saying it would have been a better choice to have left Liquid alive. He wanted fans to still feel they were up against Liquid as a villain in MGS2 and 4, even though it wasn't really him.
It's been a while, brother.
Who are you?
You know who I am.
Liquid?
Not so young anymore, eh, Snake?
As Kojima himself expressed, Solid and Liquid were more than rivals. They were inevitable, further comparing them to Sam and Higgs from Death Stranding, who Kojima possibly left alive for this same reason.
You gave me everything I needed, Sam. A complete chiral network.
Heroes and villains are inseparable, and this kinda reminds us of the Joker in The Dark Knight, especially by this particular phrase.
I don't want to kill you. What would I do without you? Go back to ripping off mob dealers? No. You complete me.
As arrogant and villainous as Liquid was, killing such a villain so early in the series is definitely a shame. And even though Metal Gear games always had their fair share of awesome villains, we definitely understand why Kojima regrets killing Liquid off in MGS1. There just aren't many opportunities for having an evil twin of the protagonist.
Where are you going, brother? Who the hell are you?
Liquid could have been to Solid what the twin sons of Sparta were in the Devil May Cry series, and in a sense, Liquid still kept his role as Solid's evil shadow throughout the franchise, just not in the way fans would have expected.
I'm you! I'm your shadow! What?
Despite their unshaken rivalry, it would certainly have been interesting to see whether Solid and Liquid would ever come to some kind of terms with each other, should Liquid have survived Shadow Moses. Perhaps similar to what we see in Devil May Cry, especially for the fact that both Solid and Liquid were born out of a project which they had no control on. And even if it was for his own good, while disguised as Miller, Liquid even helped Snake on certain occasions during the Shadow Moses incident, such as the two of them uncovering Naomi's secrets while she worked with the mysterious other group, which we later came to know as Paradise Lost.
She must be some kind of spy.
A spy?
Yes. Maybe she's been sent to sabotage this operation.
Are you saying she's with the terrorists?
I don't want to believe it either, but she is working for Foxhound.
So you think she had a part in the uprising?
Or she could be working with some different group altogether.
Different group? It couldn't be.
He reported that Dr. Hunter altered Fox Dye's program just before the operation, but no one knows how or why.
I wonder. Maybe they arrested her so they can find out the answer to that.
No doubt. But I had no idea she was motivated by such petty revenge. We still don't know what changes she made to Fox Dye's program.
Although if Liquid's personality was any indication through Ocelot's hypnotic suggestion, we doubt this would have been the case.
But before I go, I have a family matter to settle with both of you. There's room for only one snake and one big boss.
Apart from Liquid's death, another thing which Kojima mentions he regretted doing in MGS1 was making Snake a clone. And while he did not elaborate much on it, we can see the results of this choice by having Snake suffer accelerated aging later in the series, appearing as an older man in his early 40s, something which Kojima had also hinted with Solidus's aging in MGS2. Having said that, we personally think that the cloning aspect in the Metal Gear series was a huge part of what made the storyline more special. So sometimes having creators work on a game and thinking it'll be their last in the series is not quite a bad thing. And even though Liquid was killed off so early in the franchise, Kojima still had his mind on a third Snake as early as MGS1 itself.
No one knows that you were the third one, Solidus.
After all, Kojima did say that every Metal Gear Solid game had two Snakes, as you can see in this clip we featured on our channel before the Phantom Pain's release, as we successfully uncovered the hidden new Snake in MGS5.
毎回登場してるのスネークなので、2人のスネークですけど。
You could say I've made another snake. His phantom, if you like.
What are your thoughts on all this? Would you have preferred if Kojima left Liquid alive in MGS1 and having him return in later games throughout the franchise? We'd like to hear your opinions, so make sure to let us know in the comment section down below. We hope you enjoyed this video, and for all things Metal Gear, hit that like button and make sure to subscribe to our channel. We'll make sure to return the favor with content you won't find anywhere else. Thank you all for watching. Until we meet again, not yet. It's not over yet. PythonSelkan, out.